Endangered. From strawberry tigers to hairy-nosed marsupials, we count down 15 of the rarest, near-extinct animals ever to walk the earth.
Number 15.
The Jarvan Rhino, also known as the small-horned rhino. It used to be found all over the islands of Java, Sumatra, parts of India and China. Today though, it's critically endangered, mainly due to poaching for its tiny horn used in Chinese medicine. The Southeast Asian Wars also obliterated most of its habitat, so now Jarvan Rhino numbers barely exceed 40.
Number 14.
The Amore Leopard. These are found in the Primorye regions of southeast Russia. This is the only leopard subspecies adapted to a cold, snowy climate, and according to a 2008 study, there are only 15 adults left in the wild. The reason? Poaching, encroaching civilizations, new roads, destruction of forests, and climate change.
Number 13.
Tarsiers. These are found on the islands of Southeast Asia, which includes Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. But since they've become critically endangered, you're only going to find them in Borneo now. The reason they're so rare and cherished is that these tarsiers are the only primates alive who are 100% carnivorous. They mostly go after insects, but they've also been known to devour birds, bats, lizards, and snakes.
Number 12.
The northern hairy-nosed wombat. This is one of 3 species of wombat in existence. It used to live all over New South Wales, Victoria, and Queensland in Australia. But in the last 100 years, the population has been declining quite harshly. The reason? It has to fight for its food against popular domestic animals like cow and sheep. So now just over 100 of these wombats are left.
Number 11.
The western lowland gorilla. These live in Central Africa and also a wide area of the Congo jungles. These gorillas show the intelligence of a young child. They fashion tools to dig holes, they can learn sign language up to 1,000 signs, and we haven't yet discovered the full extent of their mental capacity. They endured deforestation, farming, grazing, and expanding human settlements, but it was the Ebola virus in Africa that accounts for 90% of this species' extinction, only leaving just over 500 left in captivity.
Number 10.
The okapi. This one looks like a strange zebra offshoot, but in reality it's a distant relative of the giraffe, a very distant relative. It was first discovered in ancient Egypt, the legend of an African unicorn, and it's considered a living fossil since it has no close living relatives, only those species long dead. Currently there are between 10 and 20,000 okapi alive today.
Number 9.
The Iberian Lynx. This is a carnivorous mammal native to the Iberian Peninsula, southeastern Europe. Its numbers only total around 100, with the primary cause poaching of its main prey, the European rabbit, and the lynx is physically unable to alter its diet. Numbers have been reduced from habitat loss, car accidents, feral dog hunting, and certain types of illness.
Number 8.
The mountain pygmy possum. This is a small mouse-sized marsupial found in the dense alpine rock screes and boulder fields of Australia. It mostly feeds on fruits, nuts, and seeds, and the reason it's so rare, ski resorts were built on its habitats. That combined with climate change, death by feral cats and foxes, and the decline of the bogong moth also contributed to the decline to less than 100 now total.
Number 7.
The Saotome shrew. These little guys are found only on Saotome Island, a shield volcano off the Atlantic Ocean. They were first discovered in 1886 and they're endangered due to habitat loss, deforestation, and a restricted range. Information on the shrews is limited and conservation is difficult because they're so well cut off from the world, leading people to believe they're closer to extinction than previously thought.
Number 6.
Tamarau, the dwarf water buffalo. This is a small-hoofed animal that used to roam the island of Mindoro in the Philippines, but due to habitat loss from farming, cattle ranching, and the expansion of urban areas, their numbers now only total about 300. Currently, you can only find them in the Mount Iglit-Barco National Park, where they're protected from poaching and disease.
Number 5.
The Philippine crocodile. Only one of 2 species of crocodile also found in the Philippines. It became critically endangered in 2008 due to exploitation and unsustainable fishing methods, which includes dynamite fishing, in which water is blown up to kill schools of animals for easy collection. As of today, there exists only about 250 specimens of this crocodile alive, and there are laws prohibiting the slaughtering of crocodile in that country.
Number 4.
The red wolf. This is a cousin of the grey wolf, and for a while during the 1980s, it was believed that the red wolf had gone extinct. but then some turned up in captivity, around 20, and thanks to conservation that number rose to over 200, with 100 living in the wild. Although the environmental factors that caused it to be nearly extinct in the first place, they still exist today, that their hunting grounds have become severely depleted.
Number 3.
The hispid hare, a type of rabbit from the southern foothills of the Himalayan mountains. It lives in tall grass, but since mankind totaled its habitat and hunted a vast majority of them, they're now on the verge of extinction, just over 100 left in the wild. It's unlikely this species will survive moving forward.
Number 2.
The golden tabby tiger. This one can only be found in captivity, and its odd coat has had some to title it the strawberry tiger. Its species has been around since the early 1900s, and strangely enough, they only appeared in areas with a heavy concentration of clay in the soil. As of today, less than 30 of these tigers are known to exist.
Number 1.
The Pinta Island tortoise. This species is so rare that only one individual was found. It's one of the famous giant Galapagos tortoises, and this is one of the subspecies on one of the islands. And sadly, all of these tortoises were hunted remorselessly over the years for meat. But this species, the Pinta Island tortoise, was hunted quite hard. In the 1970s, an old male tortoise, believed to be the last Pinta Island one, was found, and they called him Lonesome George. A huge number of attempts to get him to reproduce with other tortoise species failed, and in 2012 he died. Though in the same year, 17 first-gen hybrids were discovered of the Pinta Island tortoise, bringing hope to the forever gone species. That is it for this countdown. Have a good one.